Hello everybody, and welcome back to my weekly Rage Fix. I know it's been a few weeks, I haven't been here for a while, but the story in the Torah is fascinating. I have some really interesting things to tell you. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, the leader of Mitzrayim, was sitting in his throne room one day and he thought of a problem. The problem of the Jews. Yes, it's an old problem. The problem of the Jews. He said, I have thousands and thousands of Jews living in my country. What if they rebel? What if they take over? What if I lose my throne to them? He needed some advice as to what to do for the Jewish problem. So he called in three of his best advisors, and they were three great men. One's name was Bilam, one's name was Yisro or Jethro, and one's name was Job. The Medrash says that each one of them had a job to give specific advice as to what to do with the Jewish problem. When Bilam was asked what to do with the Jews, he gave some very, very bad answers. He said, enslave them, destroy them. They're going to be a problem. If you don't get rid of them now, they're going to be a thorn in your side forever and ever. You should destroy them. You should enslave them. Eov, he was quiet. He didn't say a word. He didn't know what to answer. He didn't say a word. And Yisro, he picked up and ran out the door. He didn't want to say anything bad. He knew if he said anything good, he would be killed. So he got up and he ran away, and he didn't have anything to do with the Eitzah, had nothing to do with the advice to Paro what to do with the Jewish people. In the end, Paro listens to the words of Bilam, and he enslaves the Jewish people, and they are enslaved for 210 years. But the Brisker Rav says a fascinating thing. It says that each one of them got their just reward. Bilam, who gave an Eitzah, who gave advice to destroy the Jewish people, he in the end gets killed. He in the end gets destroyed himself. Yisro, it says that he ran away and didn't give bad advice. He showed that it was wrong, this whole thing of trying to destroy the Jewish people. He ends up having a daughter who marries Moses, the greatest leader in Jewish history, and his grandchildren, it says, ends up sitting in the Lishkas Hagozis. They end up sitting in the Holy Temple. And Job, who was quiet, says that he ends up screaming in terrible pain later on in his life. The story of Job is a very sad one and a very painful one. The question is, I understand why Bilam is punished. He gave advice to destroy the Jewish people. I understand why Yisro was rewarded. He ran away. He showed that it's wrong to hurt the Jewish people, so he was rewarded for it. But what did Eov do wrong? Job was quiet. He didn't say a word. So why did he later on scream out in terrible pain? Why was he punished for this? And the Brisker Rav says a fascinating idea. He says if somebody's hurting some part of their body, if their arm hurts, if their leg hurts, if their head hurts, what do? They scream out. They scream in pain. Ow, my arm hurts. When we're in pain, was is tut vei shreitman. It's a phrase in Yiddish. If it hurts you, then you scream out. When Eov saw that the Jewish people were going to be destroyed, deep down it should have hurt him very badly. So badly that he should have done something. He should have run away. He should have screamed. Whatever it was, he was totally quiet. It showed that it didn't hurt him enough. So God said it's what's called midah k'neged midah, a measure for a measure. You didn't scream out when you should have. When the Jewish people were about to be destroyed, you just kept quiet and you allowed the injustice to occur. Later on in life, you're going to have a reason to scream out. God is going to give him some terrible pains and terrible sufferings that caused him to scream out. It's a powerful idea. Versus tut vei shreitman. If something hurts, if something is really bothering you, we scream out. Many times we see injustices. We see things that shouldn't be. What do? If we're totally quiet, it shows that it doesn't bother us enough. But even if there's nothing we can do, even if we know Pharaoh won't listen, whatever the situation is, I won't be able to change anything, still, versus tut vei shreitman. If it hurts, then we scream out. And that is the lesson of this week's Parsha. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.